very happy to see all these beautiful faces here. And Navina Radhika, she's our host for today. Maybe you have anything you'd like to tell us, protocol, before we move on?
Just please give us allow us to see your beautiful faces. It's so encouraging for the speaker, I think, to see who they're speaking to in these strange Zoom and remote times. So if you're comfortable, please do keep your video on. We are going to have class by Savyasaci Prabhu, and then afterwards open up for some questions and answers, and I guess I can pop in to coordinate that. But generally, if there's any comment, if you like some point, or you want to come in during the question and answer session, you just need to type it on the sidebar where the comments are, and then I can then note your comment or your question and raise it when there's an opportunity. That's it.
Okay. We have to get some blessings from the acharyas. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yutapara Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langaiti girim yat kripa tamam vande shigurum dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. I'll try lotus on this chair. If I fall, just know that it's the nature of this world to fall down. It's a fallen world. And of course, if I fall, I'm already so fallen. It won't be a big fall. I'm already on the ground. Hare Krishna. Well, what really connects us is Krishna. The Vedic literature, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur says very boldly, he says all the Vedas declare that Krishna is the property of the damsels of Vraja. So Vrindavan is the ultimate abode, the spiritual sky. And the supreme person, the supreme controller, is the property of those devotees of the land of Vrindavan. So we, on the other hand, are, in our own forests of Johannesburg, of New South Wales, of Cape Town, and we may have our own situations that are going on, but we are meant to remember that reality is something different from what we are dealing with currently. Our difficulty is that we are in this mature world, embodied in a mature body, and our perception of reality is this temporary world, which is a reflection of the original world. So we are quite riveted in the world of measurements, of length, breadth, width, dimension. And when we hear of the spiritual world, sometimes it feels just like a warm fairy tale, you know, something idealistic. It may not be right in the forefront of our minds because we are people of faith. But our faith is seen in that what we do every day, we are mostly invested in this world we see, touch, smell, and taste. And we forget that there's another world, an eternal world, which is eternally going on. And from where we belong, where we are meant to go back. So what becomes of us while we're in this world? What to do if we've forgotten a home in the spiritual world? So there's Krishna, who is the point of life. You know, sometimes I remember in primary and high school, we used to have like a box with like some compass, a ruler, a rubber, and you have a rectangle and one of those. You remember those? Instruments, we used to call it. Your box of instruments. And then, everyone, there was this famous one, Oxford. It was made of like some sort of iron thing. Some of us who were not such good students would end up emptying out all the instruments and put our marbles in there. So when you get a break, you're playing marbles with your friends. You can imagine the people who made the instruments, if they saw that, just see these kids. They're supposed to be, learning mathematics and doing so many advanced things. But the nature is that we want to play, we want to enjoy. So you put your marbles in there and you want to play. But inside that case, there's very important gadgets, instrument, the compass. So the compass, it has a sharp point, right? You stick it somewhere, and then you put your pencil on the one side. Very fascinating. And you can draw circles. As long as you keep the point in one place, you can draw as many circles as you want. They'll never cross each other. Everything will be all symmetrical around that point. So Krishna consciousness means to see the point of life. And Krishna is that point. If Krishna is in the center, then no matter what activities people are doing, of whatever varieties, if the point is understood, then everything is harmonized. There's harmony. If you don't have that point maintained, then, Prabhupada gives that example nicely. A pond of water, and then the kids are throwing stones. And if they hit the same point, then there's nice concentric circles going out. Everything looks nice. But if some other kid comes and sees that, oh, you're having such a nice sort of, it's like an artistic show on the lake, you're producing such nice circles. I also want to create some nice things there. And then they decide to throw at a different point in the lake. Everyone gets some type of circle, but then they clash. So our situation in this world is like that there are so many individuals who are trying to be the point, the central person. And therefore each person is trying to do different things, and then the many points are producing a clash. But Krishna consciousness seeks to put back the actual point of existence, the source of everything, Krishna. And then everyone is put in their proper place as cooperators for Krishna's happiness. So even that concept is sometimes very difficult. Why should we be trying to work for Krishna's happiness? I thought he was God. He is like fully satisfied and blissful. Why does he need us to cooperate and work for his pleasure? Right? What about us? What about me? When will I get my chance to shine? When will I enjoy my life? I have a mind also. I have my own plans. Why you put me in this religion and trying to control me, telling me about some point of life that I must engage my mind and senses in pleasing? So generally, that's what people are feeling threatened by, this idea that their personal enjoyment will be stifled by bringing in God in the center and proposing that we should live in cooperation with God. But it's given in a very clear way how if you have a tree and you want to water the tree, then you may try to water the different leaves, the different branches, different twigs. That is some sort of way of trying to water the plant, that tree. But the best way is that you water the root of the tree. If you water the root, then from the root, everything will be distributed and every part of the tree will be satisfied. So the root of all existence is Krishna. And not knowing that the root of all existence is Krishna, then many people are avoiding to water the root. We are thinking that my country is the most important. I should serve my country. I should serve my family. I should serve my species. I should serve my nation. I should serve my mind and my senses. And at every level, everyone at least is trying to serve their senses. But we hear that service to the senses, there is no holidays. The senses never say, oh, now I'm enough. Please don't serve me for 1 week. Take a break. In fact, the senses are always thinking, I need more. More. Why? Because the senses are the outlets of desire. So in the heart is where we are sitting, the soul, and we have so many desires. And these desires are like a blazing fire. They need some outlet. So the different senses are trying to fulfill these desires. So Krishna consciousness is proposing that the point of the senses is that they must be used in the service of the master of the senses. They've been given to us. They don't belong to us. So if we use our senses in the service of the master of the senses, then we become fulfilled. But if we try to use our senses separate from the master of the senses, we're dissatisfied, we're frustrated. Then we sing songs like, I can get no satisfaction. No matter how much I try and I try, still I can't get satisfaction. So this is what we want to share with others and ourselves, to understand that if someone is, I like this example, someone walks into your house, like now I can try to walk through the screen into your home. If I'm not invited, and next thing I head to your fridge, and I start just helping myself to whatever items are in your fridge. Even if you know me, you know, inside you, you'd be thinking like, you know, Savia is like, what's wrong with him, you know? He could at least like acknowledge me. He could have called me. How is he just going and opening my fridge and trying to plunder whatever's in my fridge? He's got bad manners. Or he's a criminal. This guy is coming in and just stealing my stuff. You see? So we have come into this world. You know, we didn't bring a fridge, a microwave. We didn't bring a suit or a car. We just came in here crying and pretty useless. You know? Can't feed ourselves, can't say anything. And then someone took care of us, fed us a little bit, taught us ABCs, 1, 2, 3, gave us a compass box, you know, our instruments, and we put our marbles and thought, well, I won't do the school stuff. Sometimes I will, but I want to play. But already we have this idea from, you know, at the hospital, everyone is focusing on us. Oh, so cute, so sweet, so nice. Everyone trying to carry us. Everyone watching us do like nonsense, make funny eyes, crawl around. Everyone tells us we're special. And we think that this world owes us something. And we don't inquire like, where have I landed? Where am I? Who am I? Then we start to make our own mission, what we're going to do here. We may ask other people who did the same thing, just came in here, were lied to, you're so special, you're so cute, you can achieve anything you want. So this world is full of misdirected persons. From the PhDs, which we call permanent head damage people. Oxford gives them their certificate, you know, authorized in whatever dot of material existence that you are specializing in. And then you get your people around you who think, wow, so amazing. But Krishna says in Gita, ya shastram vidim ustrija, vatate kama karata, nasasidim avapnoti, nasukam na paramgatim. If we don't find out what this world is, who we are, what we are supposed to do here, that means if we don't follow the shastric injunctions, the scriptural injunctions, and we decide to act whimsically, like we'll just figure it out, I'll carve my own path, you know, become a maverick. I did it my own way. Then we won't attain any perfection of life. What is this perfection of life? It has to do with our deepest desires of love, of satisfaction, of fulfillment. That we will not get. We will not be able to be happy. We'll get like drops of momentary pleasure. That's why we have to get a good camera to capture the moments. So that later you can come and say, oh, you remember like 2 months back, we were so happy, just see. Yeah. So the different moments where we feel, I was happy. But the scripture is saying, no, you're being cheated. These moments of so-called happiness are just points of relief from 2 points of distress. Basically, the basis of material existence is anityam asukam lokam. Temporary place without happiness. This is Krishna saying what he made. So Krishna consciousness, on the other hand, though, is so revolutionary that although we're in a plane which is certified miserable, temporary, where happiness is hiding behind relief from 2 points of distress, where we are born ignorant and we've got the wrong roadmap of life, Krishna consciousness seeks to say, if you just understand that it all comes from Krishna, it's all meant for Krishna's pleasure, you are a very significant, very loved part and parcel of Krishna. And if you cooperate with Krishna, you try to see the world as Krishna sees it, through the eyes of Krishna. Don't try to see it through the big scientists of the world who are hijacking the whole worldview of everyone. Can you believe that we're supposed to believe that the world came out of nothing? And we have to sit through lectures where someone has to prove to you how everything came from nothing. Like, how do you write a book on nothing? Then they'll say, no, you're not too intelligent enough. You haven't done your post-grad in this or the other. That's why you cannot understand how nothing can be something. And when people think, oh yeah, maybe, maybe. So we have to take guidance from Krishna, Shastra. So Shastra means the scriptures, those persons who follow the scriptures. And then we can then hope for perfecting life, for happiness, and then ultimately going back home to the spiritual world, the Param Gatim. That there is a place, there's a home where we come from. There's a home. Right now we have our homes. Everyone may think, I have my home address. What are you talking about? What home are you talking about? But this is the home address in the temporary thing. It's like you're at the bus stop waiting for a bus. You know, if you try to make that bus stop your home and start putting furniture and putting signs, home sweet home, then people will look at you and think, this guy is crazy. He's crazy. He's like decorating a bus stop. The bus will come sometime just now and you have to leave. So from the realm of the liberated souls, aren't we those people at the bus stop trying to, this is mine, this is, you know. So Krishna consciousness is reality, and it is in our best interest to acquaint ourselves with that reality. And we should become attracted to the eternal reality. And we should understand the temporary sphere, so that while we're in this world, we are not only fully invested in something that will be taken away, but we are using our time to invest in our permanent situation, our eternal situation. And so that begins with acknowledging the center, the point of existence, the root of all existence, which is Krishna. And then we have to take shelter, as they say, of the saintly persons. We have to take shelter of the scriptures to understand how to live in this bus stop and to be able to catch the right bus that is taking us home, not catch so many other buses taking you to some dangerous places of town. Like, I'm going to dedicate myself to making money. People say, money is the honey. That dream has been sold. And if you study carefully, many people who have lots of money, suicidal, alcoholic, divorces, just raging lunatics. Sometimes you take a bus to, no, I'll figure it out myself, and you speculate. It might be like this, it might be like this, this is what I think, this is what I think. So that bus also will lead you to a place where you think, there is no God, it's all just some energy. It's like a whole light. Oh, I am God, you are God, we are all God, you know. Which is some part of the truth, but it's not the complete picture. But if you get on the bhakti bus, then you go directly to the root of everything and you hear from him, what is this place? Who am I? What is happiness? What is after death? So we want to stay close to the message of Krishna consciousness. And the way forward for us is to chant the holy name of Krishna. That is the reminder. The more we are thinking of Krishna, then the more we may consider his suggestions. Krishna is so humble. Sometimes he talks about my opinion. In my opinion. So supreme opinion. In this world, everyone's got an opinion. There's a whole slogan, Yatapat Tatamat, that there is many paths as there are opinions. Some people say like that. No, man, it just depends on what you think. You know, your truth is like your truth, and Krishna says there's one truth for everyone. Yeyatamam papadyante tam stataiva bhajameham. Everyone is following my path. I mean, there is nothing that we're experiencing that is devoid of a connection with Krishna. So yes, everyone is experiencing Krishna's energies. But Krishna's energies are just that, his energies. There's also Krishna, the person. And then he says, as they surrender, I reward them accordingly. So we have free will, limited as it may. And that is what we need to surrender back to Krishna. When they say that your will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven, that means we have to find out, what does Krishna want from me? What should I be doing? You know, and if we cooperate with what Krishna's planned, then whether things are nice or tough or mixed, we'll always find solace in the fact that my friend is behind the whole program. And everything that is happening has been authorized by my friend. And so Krishna is that type of friend, Suridam, heartfelt friend. There's another friend called Bandhu. Bandhu is like acquaintance. You see them around, like within ISKCON circles. It's like your Haribol friend. Haribol, Hare Krishna, and you just go on your way. On the streets, it's like, yo, what's up, man? Yo, I'm good. Yeah. And then that's it. Then there's Mitra. Mitra is like, there's some social scene that you are involved in. You play golf together, you drink together, you kind of work together. So the social friend generally is like what is called fair weather friend. They get together with you for good times. When they say when days are dark, the mitras are nowhere to be seen. Those friends are few, are far away. And generally, the mitra is also happy to see you also suffer a little bit. You know, when something doesn't go right amongst a social group of friends, then it's like, it's a good topic for the other friends in the circle. You, did you hear what happened to Caden? What happened? No, man, oh, God. He invested in these stocks, right? You remember he thought he was going to strike it big? Well, it all crashed. He lost all his money. Oh, no. So they say it's easy for those type of friends to sympathize with you when you're suffering. So then they'll come around and just, oh, you know, so sorry. But they're kind of feeling like, yeah, he's getting a taste of life. Yeah? He thought he's just going to make money and be happy. Yeah? But if your investments really succeed, then they don't want to celebrate that. They can't sympathize with that. It's like agitating to them. Because generally, all of us in conditioned life, we like others for the sake of how they make us feel. Not that you are just so wonderful on your own. You're shining like a diamond and wow, just, you know, no. It's based on how I feel. That's our platform. Our consciousness is limited to our body. And so every living being is concerned with their feelings. Now, Suridam, heartfelt friend. This Krishna is in the heart of every living being. He is aware of us in ways that are beyond even our own awareness of ourselves. And Krishna is seeing past, present, and future. Vedaham Samatitani. He knows where we're from, he knows where we are, and he has a plan where to take us. And so he has a whole munificent plan for us, well-wishing plan for us. But unfortunately, we have lost that faith in him because we want to deal with things we can touch, smell, and taste, and we want things that are quick for the senses. So Krishna consciousness is always trying to remind us of this point of life, this personality of God at Krishna, who is right there within our hearts. That if we cooperate with him, get to know him, an easy way, always calling his name, always hearing about him, reading about him, and also discussing about him with others. Then what happens is that now when I look at all of you, my heart smiles because I'm seeing people who are acknowledging Krishna. I'm becoming Krishna conscious. So that is the association of devotees, that we put Krishna in the center, and then he has unlimited glories. We can just keep pointing them out instead of being focused in a place which is already faulty and trying to point out the faults of this world. It's an ocean of faults. But even in this ocean of faults, we can work for Krishna. We can remember Krishna. And in that way, we can fulfill our heart's desires for happiness and satisfaction and love. Who can love you better than Krishna? Huh? No one. No one. There's a song, people, I worship the ground you walk on, or I'd like to be the ground that you walk on. But when you look into the spiritual culture, you see there's an expansion of Krishna, Balaram, Anantashesh. His service is that he expands as the very land of the spiritual world. He expands into the rope that Krishna uses to head the cows, as in the flute, different items for Krishna's pleasure and happiness. So he really becomes literally the ground that Krishna walks on. So all the concepts that are here in this world have their origin in the spiritual world where they are perfect and complete. So when we see things in this world and we are attracted to them, we should always try to see what is the original form of this. Like we love music. It's such a powerful thing, music. Sometimes you're at a place and, it's just playing some song, these, like things like hip hop. They just got this bass line, a strong influence. And, you're trying to be in your devotee, like demeanor, and, inside you, you want to like move because it's like the sound is moving you. It's just like, but like you're just thinking, this guy is talking nonsense, but it's such a strong force. And you can meditate, then what is the voltage of that sound vibration coming from Krishna's flute? Like, what's its power? What's its potency to move the heart, to clean the heart? There's beauty in this world, we cannot deny it. We see beautiful, I'm looking out the window, it's beautiful scenery. But if I'm just gonna think, oh, so beautiful for me, I'll stay here in Bali forever. Then it's illusion because there's no forever. This body will die. Or I may just be bitten by a mosquito and get dengue fever. People get dengue fever here, so. So the so-called paradise, there's always something. So, summary. The point of our life is all beautiful. The point of our life is all loving. the point of our life, is all well-wishing for us. And he has provided ways for us to stay connected, because all our heart's aspirations are found in cooperation with him. Just as when we water the root, the whole tree is fulfilled. If we throw the rock in the same spot, then we get nice concentric circles. Everything looks beautiful. But if we don't see the point of life, Krishna, then even if millions of people in this world say wonderful, beautiful, excellent, they're just cheering you on your peaceful march into hellish suffering. So Bhavita has a very powerful grin. So anyway, please, we can have some commentary, some discussion, any